Good afternoon, everyone. We are going live this afternoon with Zwift Labs Racing Score, which is effectively, as per this video's description, a sort of more granular way for Zwift to rank or assess a rider's ability. Rather than your straight up Cat A, B, C, D, and E, which is sort of solely based or solely riders are recommended into those categories purely on their what's the kilo ability. This one takes into account a few other elements, a few other metrics, and then puts you onto a ladder system. So there are grades or cats within the cats, if you like, or tiers or levels within the cats. So I am, for example, a Cat B, but well, I'll start again. So the Zwift Racing Score system goes from a scale of 0 to 1,000, and in effect what you've got is you still got your Cat A, B, C, D, E, but within those Cat A's and B's and C's and D's, you then have a banding, a number. So as you can see in the top right hand corner there, well, not quite on the stream, but I can see it. The banding, in fact, I'll just move over a little bit, do a little bit of a live stream jiggery pokery. There we go, so let's move that over. Alt click over here. You can see that the race banding there is 575 to 725. So riders with that Zwift Racing Score effectively fit into Cat B. This is what Cat B would be in terms of racing score equivalent. So my racing score, looked on the Zwift Companion app, found it. There's a small I next to the rider's name. You tap that and it's set to a racing score. Mine is 613. So by definition, just over 30 points from the bottom of the bracket, 200 point delta. So 160, no, 200, so about 175 points of this ladder to go before I'm back into the sort of Cat A realm, if you like. So that kind of gives me a real clear picture of where I'm at in terms of my Cat B ranking. Swift power, Swift race score. What did I call it? I completely forgot what it's called now. Anyway, the point being now is they're not doing away with cats as such, just changing the way they're sort of advertised, branded, listed, displayed, etc. So how do they come up with the scores? I had a quick look on the Zwift forums earlier. I did summarise this in the description, but I'll read it. In effect, what you've got is the Zwift Racing Score is made up of different elements, including power numbers. So in this case, it's a sort of 30-second and 10-minute power numbers, or 600-second power numbers. Recent race results as well. So obviously if you're racing regularly and you've got lots of results, going well, and potentially beating riders with a score higher than yours or lower than yours, then you get more score, or more racing score, or increase your racing score. And I guess that, by definition, also kind of takes into account things like your racing intelligence, your racecraft. Because of course, as I always say, if you watch back almost any of my videos here on this YouTube channel, you'll see that I always regularly refer to the fact that not always the strongest rider wins. As was the case last night when I rode this very course. The rider above me was averaging, I think, 230, 240 watts, so not a lot, and I was up near up to 280. So goes to show that really racecraft has a lot to be said for. There's a lot to be said for racecraft, I should say. So there's an element of that comes into contributing to your score as well, which is good. It's really good. So yeah, I quite like the idea. So this race today, like I just mentioned, I did this exact same course last night. Out of the 50-ish riders or so that entered, I came 11th. That was just using the same old Cat A, B, C, D standard. What I'm interested to see here with the Zwift Labs version of this race is if I'm able to move my Zwift racing score from 613 up, hopefully only up, not down. I'll talk about that in a second. Down, I mean. So yeah, whether it's a case of I have to put down, good power for 10 minutes and try and get a high average to get a few more points that way, or whether I just need to do a big 30-watt effort, 30-second effort to contribute to the Zwift racing score that way, I feel like the most effective way, not that I'm trying to game the system or just get more points for the sake of getting points, because of course I'd rather get a win. But I sort of feel like the best way to do this is just race your race according to what is happening in front of you. So I'm just trying to set up the social media for this ride as well. So I think there's a danger that if you are too conscious or too intentional with trying to up those numbers, then it could damage your race results. I guess in summary, I'm not really sure how, if at all, racing using the racing score is going to change the way I race. It may well do, but it's certainly, if for nothing else, a good way of deeming. I've been saying for the last few weeks, I think I'm close to getting back to Cat A. Well, according to Zwift racing score, I'm not. Now, it does make me doubt myself. In fact, maybe I was being optimistic when I'm saying I think I'm close to return to Cat A. But we'll go from there and see what happens. I've just seen the small eye that I mentioned up here. So here we go. Give us people's scores. It tells us who's in there. I actually never seen that little number. So the little eye in the top right corner. So I can see my name in the list. I can see no number adjacent to my name. So the 613 that I mentioned as being my racing score. I mentioned that anywhere. Yeah. Racing score. Oh, not racking. So yeah. So thinking back, so let's actually look at the race in a second to make it show. Thinking back to this race that I did last night, exact course. There's not really any one climb where the majority of the elevation comes in at, so it's a fairly bumpy course, which is good. But on the other side, it means you've got to concentrate for the entire duration, because there'll be points where people put in their little micro attacks and you can be dropped if you're not on it. I'm feeling, okay, I felt really rough this morning. In fact, I felt unwell this morning. Okay, now, right, 5 seconds ago, pounds on, let's do this, push me up. Oh. 3.9 watts per kilo for the duration. That's the best I've done for a while. Oh. I don't mean to be a bad sport, but I'm pleased that Mossop didn't win. Oh, the arrogance. Like, we're all here to have fun and get fit and yeah, we're competing, but no need to be a doofus about it and type in ZZZZ and then go on and not win. Oh. Good result. As I said before, of course I want to win, but I'm even more pleased with the watts per kilo performance. Oh. And considering that I felt like absolute garbage during that race, that is a result that I am going to take happily. Oh, give me a minute and I'll do a post-race analysis. Oh. So, 23rd out of 40 odd riders. It's not the best position, but the watts per kilo, that is something I should be proud of. It's been a long time since I've been at 3.9 watts, especially for an effort over half an hour. So I'll take that at 33 minutes. In fact, if we compare that to yesterday's effort on the exact same course, let's see what our time was there. I'm just going to do it up on the other screen for a second, then bring it down. So with power, so was that 33 something, wasn't it? So yesterday, in 11th place, I averaged 3.5 watts per kilo, or 268 watts, 289 normalised, with a race time of 35:27. So to complete it a couple of minutes quicker today, very pleased with that, indeed. In fact, somehow, let me just bring this down here. So this is yesterday's result. Let's zoom in a little bit here, make it a bit more visible for everyone to see on the screen share. So just looking above here, this is where you're going to see my name come up in just a second. There we go, 11th place, 35:27, 3.5 watts per kilo, 268, 289 normalised. Happy with that. But if we go to today, back to results. Well, I'll go back to profile. Sweat on the keyboard. Sweaty keyboard makes for a difficult control. Right, back to profile. Here we are today. So 3.8 watts per kilo according to Zwift Power, 3.9 according to Zwift. Celebi, down all the way down 23rd. So that's a powerful group today. But 33:19, so over 2 minutes faster. 290, so that'll be 307, 308 normalised, something like that. Happy, happy, happy. Managed to keep my heart rate down as well, which is pretty rare. Usually my heart rate is quite high. Yeah, you can see me, thankfully, just about. So yeah, there we go. Happy with that. 159 average. Max would have been, I don't know, high 170, 178, 179. Let's do a quick refresh, see if the results are going to come through in full. I don't think they will yet. But, no, not there yet. Still, happy with that. Something to add to the books. Another ride in the saddle. Another ride in the saddle. What else am I going to be riding in? Another ride in the book. More training locked in. It's a post-race. Being a flat course with being a flat course with only sort of minor bumps and lumps in it, it means you get a lot of these micro accelerations, meaning if, like I wasn't once or twice, if you're not fully aware and tuned in and concentrating, a gap can grow in front of you and you have to then chase to get back on. It happened to me at least twice, maybe 3 times, meaning I did expend some energy that I otherwise ordinarily wouldn't have to. So that probably sacrificed me a few places, a few positions. 20, did I just say 22nd or 23rd? Anyway, outside the top 20. But it could well have contributed to that good average watts per kilo. So 6 of one, half a dozen of another. We'll see. The training effort is of course the biggest takeaway, the biggest thing to gain from such rides. I love and I adore a podium and a result, who doesn't? But if I had won that, or got top 5 or whatever, with a 3.5 watts, 3.6 watts, arguably in the long term and the grand scale of things, big picture and all that sort of stuff, that would have been less of a result because the training effort, the TSS in the legs and the body would have been lower. So I'm going to choose to look at the silver lining in this one and take with me the the accolade of having a good watts per kilo. 3.9 watts, 3.8 according to Zwift Power is the best I've had for a 30-minute effort for quite some time. So I pat myself on the back. And like I say, just going to say it one more time before I do the admin. To do that while feeling pretty crap, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Peace, thanks for tuning in. Before I go, please do go and check out that Berkshire Cyclist. That's me on Instagram, and I am on TikTok as well if you fancy it. Just that. No, I'm not. I'm Berkshire Cyclist on TikTok. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do go and give it a like and a subscribe. It'd be awesome to have you back for the next video. In the far right corner over there is Coalition Racing. That's the kit and the jersey my rider is wearing on screen. Go and check them out as well. And finally, perhaps most importantly, please do go and check out that way, Just Ride. It's my merch brand. Hi, justride.com. Make some tees, hoodies, caps, hats, socks, bags, stickers, banners, all those good things. It'd be awesome if you could pick something up for me. Thank you very much. Bye bye.